Hi, I'm making a video. It's Tuesday. It's 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. I got home from rehearsal about an hour and a half ago, and I walked the kids, and yeah, rehearsal didn't go so great. It's not that it's going poorly, I think it's just that we're in crunch time. Jackie's kids, their first show is actually this weekend. We have a football game this weekend, and a big fundraiser, so we're not going out until next weekend, but it's like big deal. It's crunch time. Absolutely crunch time, and we just now are putting the last song on the field. Sort of dangerous, but I know they won't be done. It's just there's a lot of pressure going into that first show. It's the first time you really get a read, and I don't have a scaffolding or anything, so everything I look at, I'm on the ground, and the whole activity is based on being up in the air looking down at it, so it's very frustrating, sort of, as a visual person. Anyway, they frustrated me a little bit today. Hopefully they will be better Tuesday and on Friday, when they have a game. Yeah. I have to remind myself sometimes that they're babies and that they're not what I see in my head. The guard in my head is like 4 steps above world-class guard. They know how to perform, they know how to spin, they don't make mistakes, they've got great energy. Like, they're everything I want in my head. Too bad reality's different. And the band's sort of at a struggling point too, so it's not just us, but it's frustrating to be at this point. But I guess in addition to that, I would be nervous if we weren't nervous and pushing going into this, you know? So, anyway, I got my Hard Knock shirt on. I know you can't see it. I'm sorry. Anyway, I listened to, I needed some, musical time. So I listened to, Rent on the way home and Bad Boy, and it definitely made me feel better, so I should just do that. Being able to drive the last month or month and a half has really reminded me of how much that was my escape and my peace beforehand. Because I can be in the worst mood text message. The worst mood when I leave the house. Just exhausted. Like today, this morning I went to the doctor. I have some kind of virus that I've had for 2 weeks. Fevers, and my eardrum ruptured, and it's ridiculous, and they can't do anything for it. And I was just physically dragging, but to get in the car and turn the music on and drive and just who cares and just have a good time and sing. Because I don't sing in front of people. I sing, I just don't sing in front of people. I think a lot of that, I've come to understand what a lot of that is more recently. It's sort of a long story, but it could be probably foreshortened very easily. We did my freshman year in high school. We did Fiddler on the Roof, and very good version in my opinion. We did a lot of character work and a lot of study, and I really wanted a part, but I didn't want to have to sing, and so I actually auditioned for the beggar, and he's the guy that everybody knows the line. He says alms for the poor during the first song during tradition. And that's all I wanted to do. And the course director was like, well, sing something for us. Don't you have something prepared? And I'm like, no, I don't want to audition for a singing role. I just wanted acting experience. Because my goal was to get into honors and then do tech, which I already knew. But I thought, if they don't give me this one role, somebody else has to take it. I'm going to help with tech no matter what. So they ended up not having enough boys, and I was like, please let me play a brother or a father, and they wouldn't let me do it, but they ended up losing somebody, and they stuck me in as a mother. It's worse than a daughter because of my singing range, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I think they just needed somebody who was versatile, and they stuck me there. So it was this big deal to, all my friends to come to the show and see me, in a dress. That actually, I think, no, that's the second to last time I've worn a dress. The other time was for theater as well. Anyway, it sucked. It was so embarrassing. As soon as I had to sing 2 songs, I sang Tradition, and I sang, Sabbath Prayer. And as soon as Sabbath Prayer was done, I was gone, and I was in tech clothes. And by, the 3rd show, I wouldn't even come out for the cast bow. I just hung with the tech people. And that's pretty much how I learned everything about tech. And I'm thankful for that experience, but now I think I know why I don't like singing in front of people, because it was such a mortifying experience. As far as who I had to present as, and the character, and gender, and I mean, I had short hair. It wasn't, and we had to, you have to wear like a scarf because of the head covering, but it was so mortifying, and that experience really has not left me in a lot of ways. And I think part of it also is the more I got into musicals, the more the characters I wanted to play were male. I can't tell you of a female character that I would want to play. Maybe one. Maybe. But it would be really a stretch, and it wouldn't make me so happy. It would be interesting, but it's not like, I don't know that it would make my top 10. Yeah, and so part of it's like my voice, and part of it's gender stuff, and part of it is people putting me in girl clothes and thinking that I'm gonna be okay with it. I guess I can sing okay, not the way I would like to. I don't know. Part of me wants to think I could go back and go to school and audition for shit, because I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I don't. I honestly don't. I don't know that I would audition for musicals, but I would happily audition for straight plays. Because I don't care. I don't have anything to lose. You can't make me sick and keep me in a bed, so what are you going to tell me? No? Alright. Sure, thanks. I'll go do tech. I mean, I plan on doing it anyway. And that's another story. School's another story. Anyway, Rent made me in a better mood. And then Sam's coming back. She's coming back this Saturday, so she's going to get to see the kids. She helped me out at camp a lot. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her and having sort of our little chosen family back together. Because actually, Megan stopped by today. Hi, Megan, if you're watching. They sometimes watch. I don't know that they always do. Yeah, there are 4 to 2 kids. I don't know. Listening to Rent reminded me a lot of. I was thinking a lot about how much that show has sort of carried me through my life in a lot of different ways. And thinking about the characters that I identified with when I first started listening, and then the characters that I identified with, back when we did Fortitude, and then the characters that I identify with now. It's really hard to, I don't know what that is, freaking Twitter, something. It's really hard now to peg down, like when I sing, I sort of jump back and forth between parts. Originally, I was like a Roger Wright. Like, I wanted to be Roger so bad, because I was so angry all the time, and I could do that, and everybody seemed to think that I was this calm person, and it seemed like something that I would want to do, sort of to prove that I could be outwardly angry as opposed to inwardly angry, which I think is an interesting challenge looking at my life now. I'm looking at how things have sort of moved around, and how I've sort of had to learn to not be inwardly angry. And then I had a while where I really identified with Collins, a lot. I felt like sort of the outsider, and I felt like I was, I felt like I was trying to bring peace to everybody, and do what everybody else needed, and take care of everybody else, and that's sort of what I saw Collins doing. That, and I kept losing people in my life that I cared about, and that sort of has reiterated back and forth. And then obviously I went with a period where I really identified with Angel and Mimi. Mostly Angel, not so much Mimi. She's kind of a little cuckoo. But Angel, because of, all the things that sort of Angel goes throughout the process of the show. I don't think but when I ask people, I'm not going to say this, like, seriously, but when I ask people, I'm like, who do you see me playing in Rent? And I hear Mark a lot, over and over and over, and I see that, and I guess it's sort of that actor's thing where you don't want to play your type, and you don't want to play yourself, and I think that's why originally I was so drawn to Roger. And then maybe more so, later down the line, to Collins and Angel. Collins and Angels aren't real stretches for me. Roger would be the stretch. Mark would be like walking on stage as myself. I love to be in the background. Actually, there's a picture on my Facebook that somebody took at a contest, at a warm-up, and it's a picture of me standing there. You can barely see me, and then you see one of the kids having this great photographic moment, and that's sort of how I imagine my life in a perfect world. I never really wanted to be the one in the spotlight. I sort of always wanted to be the one creating the spotlight, that opportunity for others, whether it's with the spotlight or whether it's teaching or whatever. I don't know, that was just sort of an interesting reminder today that even though the kids are frustrated, that I have to remember that what I'm giving them and what I'm teaching them is a gift, and it's what they're going to carry with them from it that's most important, not, how great our rehearsal is today, because in the grand scheme of things, today's rehearsal doesn't matter very much. But I'm also having a hard time with them because I got hurt by so many groups of kids that I sort of have a really, really thick barrier up. For a good reason, but it makes it hard to connect to them, and I really want to do that, especially with this show. It's interesting how that worked out. The show choice is what it is, and I can tell you a lot of ways in my life that it seems perfect, and it seems like fate that it comes when it comes. I don't know. Strange things. Anyway, I am going to go. I'm going to wish you guys all the best. And I hope you're taking care of yourselves and each other. I'll see you soon.